Crowds gather outside the office of Gaza's Borders and Crossings Authority in the southern city of Rafah. The people who have come here hope to register their names in order to gain permission to leave Gaza. Government officials announced that the registration office would open its doors Sunday morning for the first time since anti-government protests broke out in Egypt on January 25th. Since then, the Rafah border, the only entrance into Gaza that bypasses Israel, has been fully closed.
Last night we reached an agreement with Egyptian authorities. The Rafah border will open on Tuesday for people who qualify for travel permission. The limit of people allowed to cross is 300 per day.
But the Egyptian authorities only authorize travel through the Rafah terminal for people who fall into 4 categories: patients with medical referrals, foreign passport holders, people with visas to other countries who go straight to the airport, and students with proof of enrollment in their universities. For all others hoping to travel, the border remains closed.
My wife was issued with a medical referral and I am accompanying her to Egypt. We are glad that the border reopened for patients because many illnesses cannot be treated in Gaza.
Since Friday night, approximately 1,400 Gazans who were stranded in Egypt during the popular revolution were finally allowed to return home. But not all were fortunate enough to make it. This man had accompanied his son, sick with cancer, to Egypt after finally obtaining travel permission. When they got there, the country fell into turmoil, and they returned home without seeing the doctor. The young man died only minutes after they crossed the border back into Gaza.
His illness progressed as we were waiting for travel permission. Even if he had seen the doctors in Egypt, it would have been of no benefit because by the time we got there, he had gone into coma. He is at peace now.
While Gaza is cut off from the outside world following years of Israeli siege, government officials have announced that negotiations with Egypt to fully open the border crossing are ongoing. And observers view the gradual easing of the closure as a good sign. The former Egyptian regime enabled the Israeli siege on Gaza by closing off Egypt's borders with the territory. And with both Palestinian and Egyptian officials calling for the full opening of the border, Gazans can only hope that with the new Egyptian leadership, the 4-year-long isolation of the territory will finally come to an end. Safa Judah, Press TV, Gaza.